And there you go. They're all now HTML files and perfectly useful for Web Scraper Plus for a package. Now I can delete this thing. I don't need it anymore. Bam, it's gone. I've got what I need. Just backing back up. If I go in here, it's everything I need. Okay, so frankly, just to keep stuff in order again, I could just delete this. I could leave it for archive purposes or just remember or in case I want to change something, whatever. Piece of cake. But there I go. This is the file that has the folder that has all the files that I want to run a package on real fast. So let me pop this thing back open again. Time to create a package. Again, it seems like a lot of work until you realize what we're doing. And here we go. YT, big list. Next. And we're going to add a task. And our task is going to be, let's just, whatever, scrape, scrap, doesn't matter. I know what it's for. If I'm making it for a client, then I'd be a little more careful about what I'm doing, but I don't need to. All right, I'm going to extract content using a data page. Which one? Let me select, and let me go down the list to the data page I just created. Okay, do I want to clear the previous results from the destination data store before loading new data? I can. It's okay, because every time I run this thing, if I've got a different 100,000 plus usernames from YouTube, I want it to get rid of the old list to put in the new one, say. Okay, I don't have to. I could just keep building it up into one massive mailing list. But just for cleanliness sake, I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now for the sake of this example. Now, how am I going to enter the list of URLs, the HTML pages? Well, that's easy, a local file folder. So it's going to say which file folder should that be. Well, I could browse to grab it, or I could just paste it in, but check this out. Let's say this, WAP. Okay, there you have it. I'll include the subfolders. There aren't any. And I'm finished. And I'm done. And now I'm finished. And yes, I can go ahead and run it now. And let's see how it acts. WAP. And look at all the pages. WAP, 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 WAP. It's going through each one, grabbing them. Let's see how this looks. It's got 100 entries per page, right? Is it going into SQL? Sure. Take a look. Now we have a YouTube big list, and if I open up the table, bam. Then what do we have? There go all our users in the raw, complete with the blanks and everything, which we're going to deal with. It's got 5,116 so far. We know there's just over 10,000. So we're just waiting a couple more seconds for this thing to catch up the rest of it. That's how fast this thing can move, by the way. And local files, of course, are going to be faster. But hey, this is cool. Let me just go ahead and deal with it. Now I know it's virtually there, or it is there, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's the end, right? 10,225, including some dupes, which we're going to clear out in just a sec. Okay, I know it's done, and I know it's done here. Package complete. Okay, I just did that. Now what? Okay, I got all my names in here. So I'm done with Web Scraper Plus. Let me just close that. Now what have I got? I've got this thing here. And what I want to do now is create my SQL query. I'm going to create a new query. Okay. My SQL query is going to say something simple. It's going to be select. And again, this always seems complex until you learn this stuff, which everyone on TFAN knows how to do. Talk about automation. Select name. Okay. So it's selecting name from where? From YT underscore big list. Big list on database object dot list, which is that bit right there, dbo dot underscore list. Okay, we execute it and we get our 10,225 rows, including blanks. So we got to get rid of the blanks where the name is not blank. Just, hi there would not be blank. Well, this is blank. All right, so let's execute that. All right, that knocked off a lot. And then finally, I got to make sure I don't get duplicates. So I'm going to make it select distinct name. Okay, that way they're all distinct. Now, if I wanted to, I could do order by and everything else. Now, here's the cool thing. We're close, man, because once you have all this stuff up in SQL, web macros, which you can use to contact everyone, can read these entries, right? It can read an SQL query anyway for these entries like this one I just did, but it's not good enough yet. If I want, I can go ahead and finish it off and make these all the reply links instead of just the usernames. I want these to be the actual reply to that guy link. How do I do that part? Well, let me pop back up, and that's why I had this thing open. This is the kind of page where you'd reply to someone with a subject and a message and attach a video or whatever the case may be, but at least to someone with some subject and some message, and you can send. You don't need to attach a video. All right, and that's just some guy, Ryan Elward, right? He's one of the guys in our list here under R. You know, somewhere down here I'd find him. All right, let me go back. How do I build the link? Well, the link is simple. It's whatever it's going to be, and actually that's from some other user. I just kind of wrote over it. Ryan Elward. All right, that's how it would be to contact this guy. And I know that because if I go here, wow, there we go. That's the page, okay? So what do I need to do? I need to say this. This is the text that comes before the user, okay? And then there's a little text that comes after the user, which I'm going to come back for in a second. Let me go back here. Select distinct something static plus the name plus the final text, which goes in between the quotes here. We go back and we get that final bit. And action equals, action compose equals 1. Wow. Okay. Then we flip back here. And that's what goes there. Now, ready? Let's execute that. Wow. Guess what you got? There you go. Any one of these links will work, by the way. If I highlight one of these and copy it, and I come over here, and I decide to go there instead, okay, that's some internet bling guy. Sure enough, internet bling. Ready for me to mail him off too. So web macros can visit every one of these links one after the next, put in a subject, put in a message, hit the send, and then go to the next guy. Put in the same subject, the same message, hit send, go to the next guy, put in the same subject, the same message, hit send. By the way, it doesn't even have to be the same subject and the same message. If you actually had a whole lot of messages in an Excel file or something, or some other file, we could scrape it, stuff in SQL, and you could read from those just as easily. Anyway, and web macros can do that. It can use different subjects, different messages all the way through if you really wanted to go that far. So yeah, this stuff isn't so perfectly user-friendly, but there's the advantage of it being incredibly flexible. So there it is. I'm going to save this SQL query as, you know, something I can use for later. YT big list, right? Big list. And now that I have it saved, I could close all this stuff out. I could close all that out. And I could just simply open my query whenever I wanted. And I would know what I need to use for web macros to be able to hit all these guys, the 10,024 guys. All right, so there it is. Talk about thinking outside the box to get something accomplished, something huge. And 10,024, spit in the bucket. This guy's got over 100,000 people to contact. All right, those of you who like this kind of stuff, that's what the TFAN's all about. Take it seriously and, and let me know if you got any questions. I hope you find this pretty interesting. All right.